Hello guys, welcome to Photographics Academy. All right, so have you ever been wondering how photographers are able to transform their images from something flat, especially male portraits, from something flat to something really amazing? That is what we're going to be learning in this tutorial. So I'm going to be taking you through step-by-step guide on how I was able to transform this flat image into something this beautiful from the scratch, both from retouching to cropping to composition to color grading. And all we are doing is just to retouch this image and place it so realistically on this backdrop. And the beautiful thing about this one is that you are getting this backdrop for free, absolutely for free. So all you need to do is to watch the tutorial till the end to get the password. So without wasting your time, let's quickly get started. All right, so I already loaded it up in my camera raw. Oh, sorry, I didn't do that. I'm going to drag this over here. It's a raw file, so it's going to open up in camera raw. So yeah, we are in camera raw already. So all I need to do is just to adjust the lightning in such a way that it suits what we are doing. So looking at the image, it was littered from up down. So I'm going to increase the exposure, not the shadow, because the shadow will open up everything. But I want that contrast beneath the trousers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the shadows slightly, yeah, like that. Yeah, so that, sorry, I didn't intend to open the shadow. Just do whatever you want to do to get your image to look the way you want it to look. But I'm going to be leaving it just like this, just like this. So I'm going to open it up in Photoshop and let's get to work. All right, so we're in Photoshop. The first thing we'll do is to crop. And to crop it, we'll use 8x10. Which is approximately 4x5. The same thing. So I'm going to crop it and make sure I tilt it to get a very leveled image. Yeah, just like that. Give it some space. Give it some space so you have a lot of space to work with. So I want to place him in my rule of thought. Yeah, like that. In my thoughts, rather. I want to place him in my thoughts so that it will have so much visual impression. So I just want to make sure he's positioned in my thoughts perfectly. So I'm going to press OK. So when you do that, you will notice that a lot of space or a lot of places have lost detail. It's covered with white. So to fill it up, just pick up your marquee tool, make a rough selection of the model like that. Extend the selection just to cover every necessary area. Right click, select inverse, and go to right click again, go to fill and go to content aware and press OK. So it's going to fix the rest of the background for us. All right, so having fixed that, see, this is a very quick way you can achieve a flawless extension of background without even having issues. If you look closely, you are going to notice that we have even lost the white stuff on the floor and all of the tripods and the wall and all of that. We have a very clean color backdrop, just a very clean single color backdrop. Yeah, so we have something very nice we can work with. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to retouch our image. So I'm going to do a very quick retouching of this image. So I'll go to pick, get my beauty retouch, place it over here, and add some details to the image like that. Very necessary. Add some details to the image because we are looking at achieving some high dynamic range effect in the image, some HDR effect. So that's why I had to add so much. I had to add that detail to bring it out a little. So after doing that, go to your 8-bit, which is our frequency separation. I'm going to place it somewhere around 3 because I wouldn't want to lose a lot of my details. I wouldn't want to retain a lot of that detail in the frequency separation. So I'm positioning it at 2. And I will go to my correction to pick up my mixer brush tool right there. Yeah, so make sure your settings are just like the one in my screen. You can do 26, 40, 30, 28. Make sure your high texture is hidden. Zoom in on your image and start painting with your mixer brush. And always make sure you check your sample or layers. So just quickly do a very quick retouching of the image. We don't need to do all those dramas, especially being that he's a guy. I want to retain a lot of the original properties of the image. So we'll just quickly do a very quick frequency separation as we move on. Okay, guys, we are done with the frequency separation. So quickly, let me unveil it and show you exactly what we did. So this is before, this is after, this is before, this is after. Like I said, we don't have to do something very, very intense on the image. Yeah, okay, so I think this will work. So the next thing we'll do right now is to make a selection of our image, which is a very, very interesting one. So I'm going to pick up my select subject and try to see if Photoshop is going to identify the image accurately, or if we'll have some modification to make to the selections. Okay, Photoshop did quite an amazing job with the image itself, but not paying attention to the chair. So we are going to manually find a way to get the chair into the selection. So I'm going to just like gradually make a rough selection of them, yeah, just like that, while maintaining my edges. Okay, so I think I'm going to make a little adjustment here. So what I'm using is my quick selection tool. If you hold your shift, it's going to show you plus icon. If you hold your alternate, it's going to show you minus icons. So that is how I'm able to add and minus from the selection, just the way you are seeing me doing it now. Just to make sure we have a very nice selection, because it's going to affect the overall look at the end of the day. Okay, so for the leg area, do a rough selection and now start painting inward. Okay, so have this here. Just do anything you can do to modify your selection. So for me, this is exactly the easiest way for me to do it. That allows me to bring it into where I want to bring it to without having to press a lot of things. Yeah, like that. So I think it's going inside a little more. All right, so we go like this. Just gradually do it like that until you are done with your selection. Very, very necessary. Okay, so here, very, very necessary. Try adjusting here as well. So do the same thing for this same leg here. We just minus it for them. Just this area, just area, stretch it back in. All right, so I think we are pretty good with the selection to an extent. With what we have, it will not affect our final result. Trust me, our image is going to come out great. So after making your selection, was this one over here. Sorry, we are not done. I missed that one, so let's get it out. All right, so I'm going to duplicate my background layer. Right click on my object and press layer via cut. Of course, you know I'm going to do that. I'm now going to blur my background out to get a very smooth, seamless backdrop before we start talking about bringing in our background. All right, so this is a very seamless backdrop. This is also, with what I just did now, is how you can clean up and smooth up your studio background to give you a very beautiful effect. So to start with the composition thing, I'm going to place my object on the topmost layer, place my background layer below the topmost layer, and quickly bring in my backdrop. So this is the background we'll be using right here. I'm going to drag it over here, place it in a different document, and crop it in such a way that it represents exactly what I have there, not a landscape for a portrait. So just like this, and press OK. So after doing that, make sure your background is unlocked. Pick up your move tool and drag it over the image like this. Find your anchor point. Probably this is where it's going to be. Hold your alternate to place your anchor point there, and we scale. So somewhere around here, yeah, and we will scale it in. Sorry, we are not scaling in the object, we are scaling in the background. We are scaling in the background so that we will not end up scaling the wrong image. All right, so having done that, I'm going to quickly scale my background in. So as you are scaling it in, be watching exactly the results you are getting to know exactly when to stop. I think I love this already. Yeah, beautiful. Press OK. Let's see. So we'll zoom in to see what we've done. Nice one. I think I would want him in like this. Okay. I'm going to bring this out just like that. Try to drag this in a little bit more. Nice. Okay, so press OK. Change your background blend mode to, of course, overlay. Change it to overlay. Press enter. Then bring back your shadows, the original shadows on the floor. To get it back, create a mask for your background layer. Pick up your brush, pick up a negative mask, and start painting over the floor. So it's going to restore all your original shadows back. All your original shadows, you receive it. All right, so having done that, I want to do a little adjustment. I noticed that his shoe is not entirely as dark as I would want it to be. So I'm going to make a selection of the shoe, go into my curves and darken it down, just like that. Press OK. Zoom in on your image to see if there is any correction you want to make around the hair. So I'm noticing some of the original background still in the hair area. So I'm going to create a mask for my object, zoom in on the hair area, and gradually paint out the parts of the old background I didn't leave. Yeah, just like that. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out and see what I've done so far. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do quickly is to also make sure that there is no original shadow that I would want to receive back. So I just noticed something around here. This is what we have here originally. This is what we have here originally. This is after. I just noticed the reflection on the glasses as well. So I would want to get back that reflection. I'm going to just go over the glasses and paint it like this. Come to the hair area. Try painting it as well to see if there is anything we lost when we are trying to mask it and all of that. So having done that, next thing I want to do is I want to draw attention to the model's face. So to do that, I'm going to use my curves, pick up my hand tool, and just brighten it up on the face like that. So when you do that, press Ctrl I to invert the selection, invert the mask rather, and paint it into his skin. Yeah, I just want the upper part of his skin to be reflecting a lot of light, to look like that is where the source of the light is. I'm not going to do it on the under or the below parts of the body because of that effect I want to create. And as well, I noticed that my trousers here is too bright, so I'm going to just use a very low brush and painting these curves there just to darken it out. Yeah, like that. Beautiful. Okay, so how before and after. Nice. Okay, so after doing that, the next thing that we need to do is to create a lightning over here. Look at the original image that we are trying to mimic. So if you look at it, you're going to notice there's a very warm light flowing in from here. Apart from the one coming from up, there's a very warm light flowing in from here. So we'll try to recreate that. So I think our curves for the body is still not bright enough. So we are going to try to make it a bit brighter. Yeah, just like that. Can even try 1 minute up, just slightly. Just slightly. For now, yeah, we're good with that. Let's leave it at that for now. Okay, so I'm going to create that lightning that we saw here using my gradient map. Okay, so I'm going to using my gradient, sorry, not gradient map. So I'm going to change the size to radial. Make sure you place it over here and pick some warm colors for it. So I'm just going to pick somewhere around here. Yeah, beautiful. Do the same thing for this one. So this one will try something a bit lighter. Press OK, change the blend mode. So just keep changing the blend mode until you get something shooting. Yeah. Okay. We are good with this. Let's see if we have something else. I think I love this one. I love this one, just that the scale is too high. So I'm going to reduce the scale. This is also so nice behind him like this, bringing so much attention into him. I think I'm going to try something a little bit funky here. So I'm going to position it here instead of positioning it here. Try to position it here, just like that, to bring in a lot of attention into his face. Beautiful. Just like that. Nice. Okay, so if you insist that we must place it over here, we can as well duplicate this and now move it to that particular area. What's that? Okay, what's that here? All right, so I'm talking of this one. Yeah, so we can just duplicate and move it over to this area, or even leave it there. I love the way it's bringing so much warmness into that part. So we can just place it over here. Now reduce the scale like that. Beautiful. Reduce the opacity, of course. Nice. Do the same thing for this one. Reduce the opacity as well. I think it needs to be in the center of his head, just like that. Yeah, scale out it too. Beautiful. Okay, so we'll group these two together because I think it's too much. Group them together, reduce the overall opacity, just like that. That's enough to still give us that we want there. Beautiful. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, obviously, is a global color grading that is going to give us this level of warmness that we'll have here. So to do that, I'm just going to quickly show you something about this particular plugin that I started using lately. I think I've done a video about it some time ago. You can go through our videos. You will see where I taught exactly how to use MBPX color grading plugin. So I'm going to just load it up. This is it over here. I'm going to load it up. So what this plugin is going to do for me right now is that it's going to allow me map the color grading on this particular original image so I can apply it on this one that we are doing. So it's going to allow me map this and position it directly over this one. So to do that, I'm just going to probably tell it to sample like maybe the highest 10 so I can pull in all the colors we'll have here. Then I'm going to come to this place and I'm going to press analyze. So once you do analyze, it's going to analyze everything here and put it in a color palette for you. So you can come over to this one and now apply this palette on your image. Wait, let's do that above all of this. So I can now say apply color grading, shift colors, add all swatches and all of that. So I'm going to, let's try add all swatches. Let's see what that is going to give us. What's that? All right, so if we are using these swatches, that means if you want to color grade manually using your gradients map, you now start picking them one by one and applying it exactly where it's supposed to be. But let's try and see what apply color grading, which is exactly what we wanted to do, is going to give us. Okay, so this is looking quite rough for me. This is looking quite rough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the number of color that it's getting in the analysis. Maybe we'll try somewhere around 3. Let's pull it down to 3. basic shadows, highlights, and speed. So keep it at 3. So having reduced it to 3, I'm going to analyze it one more time. So you see it reduces it. So let's come here and apply it again. Let's see if that is going to work. Oh, nice, beautiful. Okay, so now it's coming close to exactly what we'll have here, just like it's too dark. So I think I'm going to change the blend mode, probably keep it somewhere in the screen or something. I'm just finding a blend mode that will allow me get all those rich warmness in the original image. So I think that color dodge is working, or rather, let's try screen. I think color dodge is better. Then pick up my curves, create a little contrast for it. If this does not work, then we'll have to manually color grade it to see if we can bring it very close to that same color grading. Yeah, this is good. This is good. It's coming very close. It's coming very close. I think the highlight on his forehead is too strong. Yeah, so I'm going to maybe use my brush to paint it out of that place and still reduce the opacity as much as I can. Reduce also the opacity of the curves. Yeah, nice. Okay, so we have it here. We'll have it here. But I still do not get that feeling. So I'm going to delete all of this. But you understand exactly how that works. Exactly how that plugin stuff works. So looking at the image, I'm seeing a lot of greens in my shadows. So I'm just going to quickly go to my color balance and introduce some greens into the shadows. Yeah, some greens into the shadows, just like that. Beautiful. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. Go to my highlight. I'm seeing some warm tones. So we already have some warm tones in the highlight, but let's just pull it in again. Just put in some warmness into the highlight. Yeah, just like that. Beautiful. Also in my mid-tone, probably some red. Yeah, let's see what we'll be having in our mid-tones if we add some reds to it. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so having done that, I'm going to quickly take it into Camera Raw and make some adjustments. I still have a feeling that the highlights in the upper part of the image is too much. Let's see if this is responsible for that. So I'm looking for exactly what is responsible for that. And that is my curves. So I'm going to reduce the opacity of that curves. Yeah, beautiful. Just like that. So we'll fix that highlight that is pointing out from on his forehead, rather. We'll fix the highlight and we'll have everything working right now, except for the fact that I feel that my shadows are still probably too dark. So we'll try to pull in some highlights into the shadows. Yeah, but make a little adjustments in the shadows of the color balance. Okay, so let's go to my curves, put a little highlight into the shadows just from here. That's too much. Then we'll reduce the fill. All right, so I'll before and after. So I'm going to create a stamp visible layer for all of this. Then go to my filter, go to my Camera Raw. So I just want to basically create a vignette effect for this, and then maybe see if we can do a little color grading to bring it closer to what we have there. Just in the shadows, I want to get a little bit of green tones and all of that. So I'm going to go to my vignettes, to my effect, just put in some vignettes into the image. Yeah, just pull in some vignette in, reduce my highlights because it's becoming practically too much, just like that. Increase my shadows slightly, dehaze it a little. Then I'll go and add some grain into the image. I think I should find that in my calibration. I'm not so sure exactly where to locate grains in my Camera Raw. So just give me a minute to find that. Aha, okay, so it's in my effects. I'm going to add just a little grain, reduce the roughness. Let's see how that is, just to give it that realistic look that it's a real image, just to give it that realistic look that is a real image, and add some a little bit texture. If you scale it up too high, it will become too noisy, so just keep it very, very, very subtle. Yeah, just like that. Nice. Okay, so about my highlights, I wanted to make a little adjustment. All right, so increase the shadows a little. Go to my color grading. Yeah, so find your shadows, drag this straight to where the color you want to bring or introduce into the shadows is, exactly where the greens are, and I'll just add a little bit of it, just like that. Beautiful. beautiful. Then go to my temperature, add a little warmness to the overall image. Just a little warmness to the overall image. Just like that. Nice one. Nice one. And we are good to go. Let's try something cool. Let's see how that palette's going to work. Very bad. Not working. So I love the warm palette that we are having right here in the image. And this is cool. So let me try bringing the original image that was sampled from side by side with this one. Remember, the background is for free, of course. For now, by now you must have seen the password. All right, so this is the original image we sampled from. This is the one we tried creating. So I think one of the things we did here that we didn't do in the original one is somewhere around the hair, probably the liquify, do a little liquify to the hair and give it a little more space while cropping, and we are practically almost at the same result. And one more thing I noticed, my share right here has a lot of highlights, while this one is lost into the shadows somehow. So I'm going to try to see if I can recreate that effect, because it's giving it a lot of realistic feeling. Yeah, like that. Press Ctrl I and just use your brush to paint it in, painting those shadows downwards, just like that. Yeah, just create some very dark shadows down here. Okay, so before, after. I think I'm losing my shoes, so I'm going to get only the shoe back. Yeah, just like that. Just to make sure that the shoes are not entirely lost into the shadows. Okay, so we'll have this before, after. So it's giving us a little bit more dimensions there. Okay, so this is the final result that we're going to be going with. Let's see if we have anything in color lookup that is going to even bring more drama into the image. Yeah, I'm just having fun right here. This is so cool. This is so nice. Whoa, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Amazing. Okay, so I think I'm going to, whoa, this is sweet. This is cool. I'm going to stick with, I saw something that looked like a green tone. That was too saturated. I saw something that gave me a very nice greenish effect. Before I saw that one, let me see if I can locate it again. Okay, so I think here it is. Gives me such a hazy feeling. I think I'm going to stick with this, then probably reduce the opacity. Let's see. So it was drop blue. Let's see what our late sunset is going to do, or even our let's say our horror blue. Let's see. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. All right, so reduce the opacity. Yeah. Okay, so I think this is actually what brought us very close to the original effect we have in the original image. Yeah, except for the lightning we created in the middle in this one, I created it for the side in the original one. But basically, we have a very nice replication of what we did there. All right, so this is it. Thank you for watching this amazing video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me quickly show you the before and after ASAP. So I'm going to create a snapshot and come over to this area. So this was the image when we started. So first of all, we started by adjusting the background and modifying the background. Then the next thing we did was that we cleaned the background up, smoothened it, then retouched our image, did all the manipulations, and that is how we came to this final result. Thank you so much for watching this amazing video. Make sure you go through it step by step. You saw that we did everything live here in this tutorial, so you will be able to learn everything step by step. Do make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the notification bell to get notified every single time we drop a new video. Until then, see you.